On Saturday night, you said that you told your staff to slow the testing down to improve the numbers. Does that mean someone watching this right now on their local news is not going to get a test because you asked your staff?
We do more testing than any country in the world by far, 25 million tests. Other countries do 1 million. Every time you do a test, as you do more tests, it shows more and more cases. So we're so far advanced, both in terms of the quality and the amount, and we're doing all these tests and it shows cases. If other countries aren't doing, or if we did slow it down, we wouldn't show nearly as many cases. You're showing people that are asymptomatic, you're showing people that have very little problem, you're showing young people that don't have a problem. But we're doing so much testing, 25 million tests. Nobody thought that was possible.
But did you ask to slow it down?
If it did slow down, frankly, I think we're way ahead of ourselves, if you want to know the truth. We've done too good a job, because every time we go out with 25 million tests, you're going to find more people. So then they say, we have more cases in the United States. The reason we have more cases, because we do more testing than any other country by far.
Yeah, just so we're clear, that's a yes. This is Trump refusing to deny his bombshell claim that he'd actually slowed testing down because more testing was revealing more positive coronavirus cases. And let me just say, if you can deny you said something like this, you do. So the fact that Trump couldn't tells you everything you need to know. This was one of the many unforced errors made by the Trump campaign at his rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, although this one was likely the most damning.
And with testing, testing is a double-edged sword. We've tested now 25 million people. It's probably 20 million people more than anybody else. Germany's done a lot. South Korea's done a lot. They call me, they say, the job you're doing, here's the bad part. When you do testing to that extent, you're going to find more people, you're going to find more cases. So I said to my people, slow the testing down, please. They test and they test. We got tests that people don't know what's going on. We got tests. We got another one over here. The young man's 10 years old. He's got the sniffles. He'll recover in about 15 minutes. That's a case. Add up to it. That's a case. That's a case.
Now, as is the case with every incriminating thing that Trump says, he's followed by a parade of advisors promising that he was just kidding. Apparently, the presidency is Trump's Netflix comedy special. And that's exactly what happened here, with Kayleigh McEnany swearing up and down that Trump was just saying he'd slow down testing in jest.
Saying that he told his people to slow down testing is not true?
It was a comment that he made in jest. It's a comment that he made in passing, specifically with regard to the media coverage and pointing out the fact that the media never acknowledges that we have more cases, because when you test more people, you find more cases.
Is it appropriate to joke about coronavirus when 120,000 people have died?
He was not joking about coronavirus. I just said he was joking about the media and their failure to understand the fact that when you test more, you also find more cases.
Only to have Trump then decline to back up that assertion that he was just joking. This White House is where coordinated messaging goes to die. As far as Trump's excuses here, he leans on the fact that we're doing more testing than any other country in the world. Only, let's consider for a second why that's necessary. It's because his administration ignored the outbreak and failed to contain it when it actually mattered. And so now we're in a situation where we have to test 5, 6, 700,000 people a day at least, because cases in this country have exploded. Having to do the most testing in the world isn't a badge of honor, it's a testament to the fact that the White House dropped the ball and made it necessary. Trump literally says the reason we have more cases is because we do more testing. No, that's not why we have more cases. We have more cases because nothing was done early on to contain the spread. No early testing, no contact tracing, inadequate PPE, because Trump's priority was never to combat the outbreak, it was to protect the economy. It was to insulate the stock market, it was to keep his numbers down, it was to help his re-election bid. Something Trump doesn't seem to realize is that those cases would exist with or without testing. Just because you don't open the curtains in the morning doesn't mean the sun didn't come out. Just because you don't get a pregnancy test doesn't mean you're not pregnant. So Trump might think that testing is what creates positive cases, but it doesn't. It just shows the ones that already exist. And so slowing testing down doesn't make cases go away, it just reduces our ability to contain the spread, thereby increasing the need for even more testing as the virus spreads even more uncontained. I mean, this is a vicious cycle that has, from the very beginning, had such a simple solution that Trump has been unequivocally opposed to. And that's because he has zero interest in solving the problem, in actually getting rid of the virus. He is only interested in keeping his numbers on paper as low as they can be because he thinks it'll reflect better on him. It is never about the American people and always about Donald Trump. And now, with cases surging in red states like Florida and Texas and Oklahoma, Republicans should take a long, hard look at who they vote for in November. Because the fact is, with the outbreak posing more of a danger to people every single day, the fact that Trump wants to slow down testing, which is one of the only tools we have to fight the spread, makes it abundantly clear just how much he values your life. If you like that video, please check out my brand new podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I'll cover the most important political stories of the week and interview major players in the world of politics. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Check it out and subscribe now.